Well, Harry, a blank week. I wonder how useful this has been for you to get some serious work in.
It's been a good week, except for the weather. Obviously, it makes it difficult when it's blowing a gale. But no, again, the boys worked well. They worked hard, and then now we're just gonna top it off with a few little things in training today, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow's game.
Fair to assume you've been working on a lot defensively to try and get your side more solid.
I think we work more on the tactical side of the game, which is not just only defence but in attacking as well, because everyone knows you can turn defence straight into attack. So again, you've got to be positive in that way. For me, the goals that we conceded, because I presume that's what you're talking about. Again, last week at Stevenage was obviously disappointing, but again, you take a lot of the positives out of it as well. I thought we were solid on set pieces, but again, the delivery of some of the balls against Stevenage was excellent. So sometimes you can't stop a great ball.
How difficult is it, assuming you want to try and change things, coming in mid-season as a manager rather than in the summer? How big a difference can that make?
Well, again, it's the first time I've experienced it. Of course, it is difficult because Notts County have had a certain style of play for a few years now, and to be able to come in with my own ideas, it does take time. But we work on that. We work on it every day to be able to change it, but also have the plan of what we're going to do during the period where it takes to turn it over, to make everyone play a different style of football. So we're working on that, but we're also working on the way that we need to play at the moment.
And are you satisfied you have to make that change? Are you satisfied you have the players in the building that are able to do that, to make that switch with you?
Look, I think it's fair to say that every player is giving their all at the moment, which is fantastic, and I feel that they're all willing to accept the challenges that I'm throwing down to them. And again, it takes time to be able to adapt to a new way. I feel the players want to accept it, but again, as any manager comes in, we always like to bring our own style, and unfortunately we'd like to bring our own players in as well. But at the moment, these players are giving me no reason to be thinking else at the moment.
And how much of a hamper is it, the fact that you can't necessarily bring in lots of players at the moment because you're out of the transfer window? Again,
people look at it as in a negative way, but you've also got to look at it as in a positive way. There's nothing wrong with these players. You know, again, they're just used to playing a certain way, and they're just going to have to adapt to my way. And when they adapt, like I did at my previous club, they said the exact same thing to me. But it's giving the players an opportunity to change their style. And like I said, at this level, players want to still learn.
You're still a young manager, but when you were at Crawley, you had a difficult start, and I wonder how much you're looking back on that and using that now to get through a potentially difficult start again.
Yeah, 100%. I'm looking back, and a lot of people will be looking at it and saying, well, is he the right man for the job? But like I said, I've been in this situation before in my career, so for me, I'm looking forward to the challenge, and I know my players are looking forward to the challenge. Yes, we do need a little bit of luck. I feel we start games very positively. We work well, we create a lot of chances, and again, you just need that little bit of luck.
It's only September, but it feels like an important game this weekend against another side that's down there.
I think you got to look at every single game is important for Notts County this year. And if you look at every single game that's important, you start to become a strong team. You know, I don't think any team looks at games and goes, oh, well, we'll take that game lightly, or we'll work hard on that game there. And, you know, I think that's a sign of a team that's not really wanting to win anything. You know, you have to go and approach every game that you want to win.
Where are you injury-wise this weekend?
Good at the moment. Yeah, it's it's players are coming back, which is excellent. It's just a shame that we can't get them the 90 minutes. But again, we're looking well. We've got one or two that are still sidelined, but again, they're making good progress.
Wish you well. Thanks,
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
you're a few games in now. I was wondering if the challenge is bigger than you expected it to be when you first joined the club, or not.
No, I don't think the things have changed. For me, I knew exactly what I was getting into. I mean, again, if you've been in the game long enough, which I know you have, and you've been around it, and you know this wasn't going to be a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks or 4 weeks or a 5-week turnaround. This was going to be something that has to be started from scratch and to be rebuilt. And unfortunately, like I know and the chairman knows and the fans know, it's going to take time. Obviously, we're going to be frustrated from time to time, but hopefully, like I said, we can have some good moments to just help us ride the wave at the moment, and then we can start putting some positive performances back to back, week in, week out.
You spoke a lot about taking the positives out of everything. What are the biggest positives for you so far since you walked through the door?
I think the positive thing is understanding my players, because they've actually been very truthful to me, which you don't get a lot in football, because a lot of players kind of hide situations. But I feel when I ask them questions, I know the answer, but it's positive that they give me that right answer as well, because they're not hiding. You know, they know what's happening. They know that they're ultimately the ones that can only change this around. You can put on sessions, you can put on training sessions, you can put dinners, you can put everything on them, but it comes down to 3 o'clock tomorrow where they've got to take that responsibility and go out there and work. And like I said, they have told me some truthful things, and again, I think they realise the situation they're in as well.
How's their confidence? Have you had to lift that since you've come?
Confidence is good. I mean, it always has been. I think it's just we need that little bit of luck as well. My strikers are scoring week in, week out in training, you know, and we are scoring goals. You know, if you're sitting here now going, well, Harry, you haven't had an attempt on goal, you haven't scored. I mean, even if you look at, you know, the last week's game against Stevenage, we scored 3 different types of goals. That's a positive. You know, you're looking at it and go, well, you're only scoring from one angle, and you know, you look on where we conceded, you know, that's something that we've got to sort out. But we looked at goals where we scored was set piece, through ball, and with Enzio, a bit of individual brilliance. So we have goals in us from every angle, and that will scare a lot of teams. So teams will go, well, we have to watch this, whereas now they've got to go, oh, there are scoring goals from different angles and different people, so that's a big positive.
Do you feel that first win is close?
Look, for me, winning is everything. Let's face it. And especially in football, as a club, we want to win. But like I said, I don't think that we can put too much pressure on that at the moment. Like I said, this club is going through a transition stage, and we need to work through it. But when we do it, we've got to do it properly.
Is it all about focusing on the performance levels and then rather than thinking we need to win a match?
Again, if my team does what they're good at and listens to the instructions, and again still has the ability to think out there for themselves as well, then we're heading in the right direction. Sorry, we're heading in the right direction, and that means only positive things.
I was wondering as well, in the early stages, how your relationship with Paul Hart's working. Have you had to lean on him much so far?
Again, he's always been there for me, especially as a young player, and then growing up, and then obviously coming head to head with him, especially last year, and having some good chats with him. So again, yeah, his input is, I'd always listen to his input, which is fantastic. But obviously this is my team, and I need to put my ideas out there and challenge myself against all the other managers.